Hello. Welcome to a new episode of the Boy Time Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jerry, and I'm joined by Babby.
Indeed.
Trying to do things a little bit off today.
It's a serious episode.
It's a serious episode, and it also goes with the theme of not really being aware of social situations, which is what Taxi Driver is maybe most famous for. That's right. We've officially sold out. We are two white guys who are 20-somethings who are interested in film as an art form, and we're going to be talking about Taxi Driver. This is the most original concept that has ever happened on YouTube. Yeah. Well, I guess I should have thrown in two white guys who have a podcast are talking
Yes,
about
that's a
Taxi
very
Driver.
important note.
Yes.
We're not in a bar. We're
No,
not on a first date. We're in a podcast.
we're in a podcast.
That's what makes us different.
The only thing that would make us closer to that is if we did this on like a ping pong table, but like one half of
Mm-hmm.
it was folded up and then like I was on one side and you were on the other side and it was more of a round
Yes.
table with just the two
Yes.
of us. And then
We'll work on that.
the camera was on like one of those like gorilla grip tripods where you can
Mm-hmm.
move each of the little nubs around.
We're working on that.
Yeah, that'll be in the next one when we do Drive. Or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so we decided it would be kind of fun to do a film bro movie every once in a while. It's not something that I was gonna say it's not something we usually do, but we did do Blade Runner 2049, and that's definitely a film bro movie.
True. Mm-hmm.
And to an extent, I think the original Blade Runner is too. But yeah, this is like the film bro movie. It's this and American Psycho, which I would say like those are like the two Mount Rushmores. There's no other heads. It's just those two.
Twice.
Yeah, they're there twice. It's Robert De Niro with hair and then in a mohawk.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah, we're jumping into this. I have seen this movie before. You have not. This is your first time watching Taxi Driver. My first question to you is: this your first Scorsese movie?
I think so. Let me do one quick double check.
Oh boy.
Okay, he's got a lot of stuff.
Yes, he does.
I understand the premise of some of his big ones, but I have not physically seen them.
Okay.
But I understand his vibe.
Yes. Well, I think I don't know. This is one of his more famous movies.
Yes.
It's why John Hinckley wanted to murder Ronald Reagan, which is awesome because he saw Jodie Foster in this movie and was like, "She's so hot. I'm going to murder the
original
president."
film, bro.
Which I should have looked up how old she was when this movie was filmed. Let me pull that up real quick. But I think she's like 16. Oh, never mind. She was 12 years old.
Oh.
Interesting. But John Hinckley saw this 12-year-old on the TV and was like, I want to murder the president to impress this 12-year-old, who I think is super hot. Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
Don't clip any of this.
Yeah. Don't release this episode.
Don't release this.
If you're listening, turn it off. But yeah, that was what I remembered about this movie. I didn't really remember a whole lot. I think I saw this for the first time in maybe 2018, and then that was it. So it's been a minute for me, and I did really like it. I guess just kind of general first impressions. But I do tend to really, really like film bro movies because I think I get them, and I feel like the film bros don't. I feel like that's going to be something that we'll talk about. But what are your
We're not like
opinions
the
on the
other
movie?
white guys.
Yeah,
We're not like the other white guys.
We're
to
not
talk
like
about
the
Taxi
other
Driver.
white guys.
Yeah.
But what did you think?
It's a movie where it's like it's good. Like it's well made, and I like the I don't like the message. I think it's like kind of crazy how well written it is,
Yes.
but I feel dirty watching it,
Oh yeah.
and I think that's like a feat of just how well it was made. Um,
Yes.
I love the tension. I love tension of just like there's a baseline tension in a movie that kind of goes throughout the whole thing, where it's like it's this just crack shot weirdo, socially awkward, socially inept dude. And you're just like following him and wherever he goes, and that's terrifying throughout
Yep.
this whole thing. Um, so yeah, it's like the whole thing where it's like I despise every single thing this man is doing, but
Oh
like
yeah.
he's our protagonist and we're following him, and I really like that kind of motif.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say I enjoyed watching it, but I think it's really well made. I don't think I'd ever come back to this movie, but I think
Interesting.
it was a good experience to have. Like I've seen Joker, so I understood the whole premise of this thing already.
Yeah.
Um, this is done like 10 times better than Joker. It's so much better.
Yes.
Um, but it's one of those where I'm like, I feel dirty after watching that, but it's like really well done. So those are where my initial thoughts.
It's yeah, it's a very dirty movie.
Hmm.
Like, and this came out in 1976, so you're in
Yep.
like peak American auteur era. And especially like if you don't know, if any young people are listening who don't know the history of New York City, but in the 70s, New York City was especially rough place to be. um it was in the 80s that they like really like cleaned it up and got rid of like all the sex shops and porno theaters, made it into like closer to what it is now, like got rid of all the graffiti and stuff. Like there was this big like city cleaning campaign that went on in the 80s. So what I think is kind of special about this movie is that it is a time capsule in this like very specific time in history where like one of the most important cities in modern history was like really really gross and filthy and disgusting, and like every single surface is nasty. It's like geez, this place is so gross. But I think that's also like what the movie is commenting on is like how this like the sorry state of New York. I mean, Martin Scorsese is a New York native. I actually don't know a whole lot about Paul Schrader, the writer of this movie, like what his background is. I know that he eventually went on to write and direct a bunch of movies. I think he like recently did like a it's like a quasi trilogy where it's three movies kind of explaining the same topic or message or something. I haven't seen them, but they're fairly well regarded. Paul Schrader also famously wrote Exorcist 4, and then they shot it and did the whole thing, edited it together, and the studio said, "This is trash. Let's bring in a different director and writer, do a page one like rewrite, basically keep the same ideas, but completely redid the script and released that in theaters." And it didn't do very well. And so, as a panic move, the studio was like, actually, we're going to release the Paul Schrader version. So there's two versions of The Exorcist 4. One is a Paul
Interesting.
Schrader version, as one is like a more studio movie. I've heard neither of them are very good, and I frankly don't want to bother. So that's what I know about Paul Schrader. But like what he is known for is he's like this super cynical, like just fed up with the world. Kind of reminds me a lot of like Frank Miller or like Alan Moore, like two kind of comic legends where there's just like there's so much like especially in Watchmen, like his stuff reminds me a lot
Yeah.
of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Um so that's good stuff, I think. I like this movie. Let's talk about Robert De Niro. This is a breakout movie for him. I don't know if he was like fully like the history with him and Martin Scorsese. I don't know if this is the first movie that they did together. Of
Mhm.
course, it was kind of became a thing where Robert De Niro is in most Scorsese movies, I would say, even in like Killers of the Flower Moon, his most recent one, he's in it and has a pretty major part. He's not in like every single one. Like I don't think he's in Shutter Island or The Wolf of Wall Street. But I haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street, so I don't know.
Okay. Like that's a film bro movie too.
Yeah, maybe add it to the list.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours. We do get to see Margot Robbie
I
naked.
love Margot Robbie.
So um maybe we'll do it at some point.
We'll add it to the list.
Yeah, we'll add it to the list. We have a lot of things. We were just trying to decide what to do
A lot
next.
of things that we can't decide on any of them. So
Yeah. Our list is like kind of all over the place. I did
yeah.
see that we did get a recommendation for a Bollywood movie. So
Oh,
I
okay,
haven't
good.
added that to the doc yet, but maybe at some point we'll do that.
Okay, yes, absolutely.
But yeah, yeah. So you said this movie made you feel gross. Well, let's zoom in on De
Hmm.
Niro because he's the
Hmm.
kind of figurehead of the whole movie. We're with
Travis
him,
Bickle,
Travis Bickle,
a great name.
which is a name that we would come up with as being really stupid. It actually follows our format really, really well, where we do
Hmm.
like normal first name and then like
And crazy
ridiculous,
last name.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Jerry Ginkleton, for instance.
correct. Yes.
Um, but like, what did you think of his performance?
I think he nailed being a very creepy, off-putting guy
Yes.
from New York. I think he just kind of nailed that. Um, he does really well as kind of like the loner kind of. I don't care about anything, but like deep down, I'm an introspective guy, just driving my taxi until 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. He really sold it. Like it literally, like it was definitely like an insane character portrait, especially for the '70s. It's just like he is in that thing. He's in the grime and the dirt with everything else.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought he was really, really good, especially in a movie where it's like there's not a whole lot of characters, so we're kind of just
No.
over his shoulder the entire time. Um, but yeah, he perfectly fits the mood that they were going for here.
Yeah.
So I thought he was pretty good.
Me too. Yeah, I think he's absolutely phenomenal in this movie. This might be my favorite De Niro performance, and that's saying a
Okay.
lot because he's been in a lot of great stuff. Um, but like I said, for some reason these weirdo film bro movies I like really love. Like I love a movie
Mhm.
starring a sociopath, and for whatever reason, that's what film bros are really attracted to. Don't ask me why, but it's something that
We'll get
I've
into it.
noticed.
We'll get into it.
But I think that like this is so early in De Niro's career. It's so interesting to see him at this point in his life, where like I feel like a lot of his like mannerisms and stuff that would like kind of come to define performances in the future weren't there yet. So it's kind of interesting to see like a more neutral Robert De Niro when like his mannerisms aren't spiked. Not that he's
Right.
like a super like kooky character. It's not like he's like Christopher Walken or something who's like known for like having a weird voice or
Hmm.
whatever. But there's just like some things like he doesn't like this is like his thing. Like I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
walking here.
Yeah. Like perfect Italian man. For some reason I always picture him doing like this. He does like those hand motions and he squints his eyes and goes,
You
that's
talking to me?
you talking to me? That's from this movie. Did you know that that
Exactly.
was from this movie before you watched it?
No, but then I was like, I understand now.
I always love stuff
It
like
makes
that,
sense.
where it's
Yeah,
like we're watching
comes from the
something.
place you least expect it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's a thing. That's a thing in culture that people
Hmm.
say. Yeah, it's from this movie, and it's pretty awesome. I really liked his like jerry rigged thing where his pistols came out of his sleeve. That was pretty awesome. I just gotta say, he's a
He just
creative guy.
riffed it. He's very creative. Yes,
Very creative.
spent a lot of time on that.
Well, that's interesting that you talk about time because that's what I want to talk about is that this movie has like no plot and it seems to have a
Hmm.
lot of time to just kind of
Yes,
chill and do nothing. And that's not a negative. I'm not saying that as like I'm bored or
I like
whatever.
that kind of
I
stuff.
do too. This kind of like slow burn character study, like this is my jam.
Hmm.
Where we're like really, really getting to know this guy. And he's like such an interesting character too because like I don't think he's necessarily like malicious or anything or like a predator. He's just like oblivious and seems to have like no concept of like how other humans will react to the things that he's doing. case in point, the porno movie. I feel like that's like one of the most famous things about this movie is that like we set up this romance for like 10 minutes. They go on a date and it goes like pretty well. And then like he's just like, "Oh, well, I'll take her to a movie. And these are the movies that I usually go to. So I'm sure she'll like it too." And then, she obviously doesn't. And then he's surprised when she's like, "Why would you think? Why would you want to take me there?" I don't know. It's really, really well done in that,
And I'm
like,
gonna kill the president.
I'm gonna kill the president. I love that too, that she's, like, working at a campaign office, and because she's, like, mad at him, he's like, "I'm going to murder the Democratic nominee for president," which is pretty baller move. Um, Someone should try it out right now. I'm just kidding.
That's what was so fascinating was like, this actually happens a lot
Yeah.
in real life
Oh, yeah.
because like it's a perfect portrayal of just like this insane nihilistic behavior where it's like put in minimal effort, do something extremely weird without noticing it, and then instead of like trying to figure out what you did wrong, just completely send it and like it's over. I'm just gonna be this like black pilled like idiot for the
Yeah.
rest of my days. Especially with the internet, like it's this movie is set in like a very bad time in New York City, but like all I could think of was like today's world where everything does suck, but we're also online and seeing everything all the time.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people like this, and that's scary. Like a lot of the waves of like new school shooters and stuff are like narcissistic teenagers on Discord that are doing all this for like literally nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like this is a very solid character portrait as just like the diminishing decay of like society and
Mhm.
how narcissism just kind of like breeds this kind of insanity in people. So I was
Yeah.
just like, wow, that's very on the head for that stuff. For a movie about a guy just driving a taxi that seems to be going nowhere. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I made the worst move possible on a second date, and now my goal is to kill whatever it can get in my path.
Right. And it's like it's so weird how like the end of the movie plays out because like we're talking
Mhm.
he's like trying to assassinate this president guy who like I don't know like
Goofs it big time.
he does. He goofs it big time. He shouldn't have talked to the Secret Service guy.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know either. I That's probably the point.
Yeah.
He was just like didn't know. He was there to case out whether to shoot the
He
president.
got distracted.
And he was just like, "Well, it's gonna be awkward if I don't say something to the Secret Service agent." And so he just tries to make small talk, and that blows his cover, of course. But it's
And then he
because
just dreams of himself as a secret service agent like later in the movie. I'm like,
that's
oh my
right.
god.
Because yeah, he writes a letter to his mom.
So much mental illness just
Yeah.
builds so quickly in this movie off of like one date and like just I think the racism in this movie is underplayed
Oh
by
yeah.
people. Like he's extremely racist throughout this entire thing, and
Mhm.
like I don't feel like people don't bring that up too much.
No, no, it's not. It's kind of weird how it's like portrayed though. You're right, where there is like this
Mhm.
like undercurrent. But it isn't like as blatant with him. Like he'll like use
Yeah,
slurs and stuff. But then there's like some other taxi drivers. I can't remember any of their names, but
I
they're
don't
like
either.
more explicit. Like, don't
Yes.
let these types of people in your taxi,
Hmm.
whatever. It is interesting. Like, there's clearly a lot of things that this movie is commenting on, where it is just like this is like the worst of society. Like, these are like
Hmm.
the lowest level.
Cuts to black teenagers for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're like the black kids like open the fire hydrant and
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that in this movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's never like the topic of it.
Right.
That's not something that it's explicitly about. It's like just creating this backdrop. I wonder if like that was like more of an explicit thing to be like you shouldn't be liking this guy. Like if you're like
Hmm.
going down this path where you're like feeling empathy, maybe those are like little slight nudges to the audience to like, well,
Yeah.
keep yourselves in check. This guy's kind of
Well,
a
to me, it's
weirdo.
like it's like this is the perfect portrayal of just a dumb American whose life sucks, but he doesn't understand how to express it. So it must be black people and women. Like
Yes.
that's what I was viewing here. Like guy doesn't know anything, but is having all these problems. So he just goes to like the most basic of things, and that's how most people in this movie do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like the other taxi drivers influence him to like start
Yeah.
talking like that too.
Hmm.
Because like I feel like that isn't really in the beginning of the movie, but it like really starts like seeping in towards the end. Like maybe right before he shaves his head, where it's like he's talking to his taxi driver guy and he's like, I want to shoot somebody. And the taxi driver's like, yeah, whatever. It happens to the best of us. Just don't do it. Which is a great scene. Um, but yeah, but it's like only after that where he's like really starts going hard.
Hmm.
And frankly, I didn't appreciate it because I was rooting for this guy the whole time. I saw a lot
Yeah,
of
and then he
myself in him.
he's just a nice misunderstood gentleman
Yeah,
with no issues whatsoever.
this is
And then all of a sudden he meets a 12-year-old hooker, and then the whole movie takes another turn where he's like trying to save her. And
yeah.
then he tries to kill a president that missed. Well, oh, okay, I have a second option here that I can do.
I have a bunch of guns, so I might as well
Might as well
go.
do it.
Might as well go over and blast all of these pimps that are pimping out a
Yeah.
12-year-old, which not a bad
Better
rebound.
outcome of the two,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what? Fine.
Yeah,
Uh
fair. Yeah.
that's kind of the part where it gets a little bit messy, where
Yes.
like that might be the thing where it gets like maybe docked half a star. Because I think I have it at 4.5, and I'm having a
Hmm.
real hard time deciding why it's not a 5-star movie. And I think this might be it because I think it tries too hard to redeem him at the end, where it's like
Yes.
he shoots all the pimps, and like I think most people would agree pimping out a 12-year-old is bad.
I would hope so.
And you know, there may be a part of everyone that kind of gets a little bit of joy seeing those people get shot.
Hmm.
Um, but then it's like kind of weird where like he shoots all of them and then it like cuts and we see newspaper and then time passes and then the girl is like interested in him again. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think that this was necessary, really. Like, things shouldn't be working out for this guy, but maybe
Well,
that is also the point.
yeah. I don't know, because I almost took it as he died in that room, and then like this is
Mm.
his like imagined version of what happened if he would have made it out because
Oh,
he shot some bad people with his guns and he finally made his wrong right.
that could be. That's an interesting
That's what I thought. I
interpretation.
don't know if that's like what they were going for because I do agree that the ending is like my least favorite part of the movie because it just goes off the rails and then it feels like they do try to redeem him a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it would have been better if he just Walter White style just died on the couch and then the
Yeah.
movie ended. But I don't know. That was my interpretation because I'm like, this makes no sense that he's going to be like rewarded for this.
Yeah.
And then like this random lady that he was stalking and planning to kill the freaking candidate was like, actually, I like you now because you shot these guys.
Yeah. Actually, I agree with you. I think that that is the right interpretation, is that he died. I don't know if that's
That's what I like to
canon.
think.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a widely accepted thing, but that makes more sense to me as to like
Hmm.
why it would be like more overtly positive, because like every single newspaper clipping says like hero
Right.
taxi
So I'm like, the tone
driver.
shift was so weird.
Yeah, I you know what, I'm choosing to believe that. I don't think that that raises
Great.
it half a star, but I am choosing to
No.
believe. I think that that makes sense to me.
That's what I thought.
I think so too. Did you recognize Harvey Keitel in this film?
Um, I don't think I did.
Okay, he plays the
Let me
pimp.
pull up a picture.
I don't know if you would recognize him because he looks very, very different.
Yeah, I did not recognize him.
I saw his name in the credits, and so I was like, "Oh, Harvey Keitel's in
Hmm.
this."
I
Um,
might have recognized the voice a little bit, but that's
yeah,
it.
but like he's in Reservoir Dogs and he's in Pulp
Hmm.
Fiction.
Inglorious
Um,
Bastards.
oh, I didn't know he was in Glorious Bastards. He's a Tarantino alum, uh,
Yes.
and he's like kind of the main character of Reservoir Dogs. And
Hmm.
in Pulp Fiction, he of course has his like famous scene where they're like cleaning the car and he's the wolf and he's drives over
Yep.
really quick. So it was like kind of fun. I'm like, oh, Harvey Keitel. I'm looking for him, and then like he's a pimp and he has long hair and he's wearing like a blue fedora.
Hmm.
Like this is so weird. This is so different than everything else I've seen him in. But he's great at playing a child predator.
Put that on your resume.
Yeah, I think
Got him work. So
I guess.
Tarantino's like, I need that guy 30 years later.
That's right. Oh yeah, I saw this guy. He was in Fatima,
Mm,
which is a movie about a Christian miracle that happened in Spain. And I
that's
remember
awesome.
I watched that movie. I don't remember why I watched it in college, but I did. And I was like, why is this guy? Why is the guy from Pulp Fiction in this movie about like a Christian miracle? It was like very clearly like a Christian message movie. It was like,
Hmm.
can you believe that this happened? Which who knows? It was kind of wild though. It was just like a bunch of people in the middle of nowhere in Spain like looked up and then the sky started changing colors. And then
Mm.
Harvey Keitel heard about this and was like, I'm a Christian.
That's called drugs, I think.
Could be. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Some sort of hallucinogen.
Or mass hysteria or
Or
whatever.
Jesus.
Or Jesus.
That's
Well, it wasn't
could
Jesus.
be anything.
It was actually his mom. It was his mom who
Oh,
apparently
okay.
caused it.
Gotcha.
So why doesn't Joseph ever do any miracles? Tickled him so hard he froze.
Oh my God.
I guess Joseph didn't really, he's not really in the equation because Mary
I
was like
suppose
a
not.
virgin, apparently.
Hmm. How'd that work?
Jesus, God shooted his spunk.
God did.
God did it. He did it. Uh, yeah. So, hence religion. But anyways, Taxi Driver.
Mhm.
It's a great film. It's probably Scorsese's best movie. I don't know if that's true.
We'll see later when
Yeah,
we do more
yeah.
eventually.
We'll see. I haven't seen Goodfellas in a very, very long time, but I remember not loving it.
Be a classic.
Yeah, that's a big classic, but I didn't really
Hmm.
like it.
Okay.
I think, and this is maybe something to talk about, is that I am like maybe 50-50 on Scorsese, where it feels like most of his movies follow one formula, and once you see
Hmm.
one of them, you've seen them all. I call it his
Wes
rise and
Anderson.
fall.
Mm.
Y- Yes, actually, kind of. But I like the Wes Anderson formula more than I like the Scorsese formula.
Hmm.
I call them his rise and fall movies. Those are like Raging Bull, Casino, Goodfellas, The Irishman, where it's like we're seeing someone from the beginning of their career up to when they're disgraced at the end of their career. And it's all five of those movies are the exact same thing. And I'm like, I don't need to see this again. It's the same movie. But I did like Casino. So I don't know. Maybe if we go
Okay.
back and we see Goodfellas, maybe I would change my mind. I know that is one that people talk about a lot as being very, very good. The ones that I've seen of his that I've really liked Killers of the Flower Moon was fantastic.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of Shutter Island. I know that is one that people are 50-50 on. You either love it or you think it's dumb. I like it a lot. I think it's interesting. And I like Leo DiCaprio. We
Me
just
too.
we just talked
I
about
do
him.
like him as an actor. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think every single movie I've seen him in, he's been great. Except
Hmm.
for, say it with me now, Critters 3.
Oh, not a Critters 3 enjoyer.
No.
It's your hottest take yet.
I think so. I think that's a Leo's first acting role. He had
Mm.
like in a movie. He had like a run on some TV show in the 80s. And then for some reason, his agent was like, we've got you in Critters 3.
Critters 3.
You're going in. It's
The
kind of
big
fun.
screen.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do Critters 3 in the future. I haven't seen the first two.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I've actually heard the first two are pretty good, but the third one is really
Okay.
bad. So
It's because Leo's in it.
probably. Leo tanked it.
He tanked it
It was his,
single-handedly.
it was his first movie role, and he tanked it.
It is. Yep.
That would make sense. Well, he hadn't reached his like magnum opus with Romeo plus Juliet yet.
A banger.
A true banger. We watched it in high school for some reason.
Yep, we did.
I don't
It's the
know
most
why.
90s movie you'll ever see.
It is. It's the same guy who made the Elvis movie.
Mm.
So
Nothing but hits out of that guy.
no. He loves his like movie musicals. It's like Moulin Rouge is him too.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his big.
It's a specific lane.
Yeah, he has a very specific kind of movie, and I like it. Baz Luhrmann. That's his name.
It's a good name.
It is a good name. Baz is a pretty sick. B-A-Z.
Baz.
I think that's what it is. Baz Luhrmann. Yeah, B-A-Z. That's awesome. I love Baz Luhrmann. He's Australian. That's surprising to me.
Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann.
Makes
That's
sense.
Irish. Never mind. Do you have anything else you want to talk about with Talk Taxi Driver?
I don't know. I feel like I hit the points I wanted to hit. Good movie. Not one that I really want to watch again, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
I think it's aptly, it hits a little bit too close to home, surprisingly, when it comes to like the freaks you see nowadays.
That's true. Yeah.
Which it's probably part of why the film bros go crazy over it, which is unfortunate. If you see yourself in this movie, you need help.
If you see yourself as Walter White or Patrick Bates
or the Joker, I will say American Psycho washes this completely.
I'm glad that you say that because I think I agree.
It's incredible.
I love American Psycho.
Yeah, it's that movie.
It is. It is. Next time, we will be doing a feature on American Psycho.
We've both seen it multiple times.
Yes. Never mind. What will be next? You decide.
You decide.
We'll
decide for you.
Wouldn't it be funny if we get one comment that tells us what to do, we'll do it. The first comment to say what we'll do.
Ooh, that's good interaction bait.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll get a comment. It's pretty rare that we get a comment on a podcast.
Okay.
So I'm fishing for it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Especially since we're indecisive.
Yeah. Put some recos in the comments, though.
Yeah.
We'll look them over. Why not?
Suggest that Richard Linklater movie where every frame is painted and Alex Jones is in
it. Yes.
He plays a leftist conspiracy theorist in that film. Believe it or not.
That's how he started out, actually. So
is that right? Wow, I didn't know that. How far he fall?
Yeah,
he was a leftist conspiracy theorist talking about
left of center. I would say
you could say how gay people are cool and nice, and now he says that they are a frog. Says a lot about society.
The mighty have fallen.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, is what it is. Could have been using that voice for good. Imagine
that beautiful voice.
That beautiful.
That beautiful body.
Heaven sent, angelic voice that Alex Jones has. My favorite part of Taxi Driver. I don't think I got it.
Really related with De Niro's character. I can't do an Alex Jones. It's hard.
They're putting chemicals in the water that turn Travis Bickle gay.
My voice is all messed up, but I can't even do it. Yeah. I don't know how he achieves that.
I don't know. I think he chain smokes while looking at his mini Rolex watches. That's like his favorite thing.
Like a baller.
That's why he likes smoking. He has it so that the wristwatch is on the wrist. on the inside,
Ooh, yeah.
so that when
That's
he's
the baller
smoking,
move.
he can watch.
You can see what
He can
yeah, yeah,
see
yeah.
what he's wearing. It's pretty awesome.
So
Man,
cool.
I wish I was a huckster so bad.
Me too.
God.
Join us next time for our next film bro movie. We're selling out.
Yes. We're going to be watching Wonder Woman and saying how bad it is.
It probably is actually pretty bad.
It's not very good. We're going to be watching the 2016 Ghostbusters movie and talking about how weird it
Yes.
is that they don't have
Mm-hmm.
penises.
Yes. Except for Chris Hemsworth,
Oh, that's true.
who's like the secretary or something. I don't know.
Yes, he is. He's the secretary. He's the picking up or dropping off girl from the original.
All I'm saying, I wouldn't complain if Chris Hemsworth was my secretary. So.
No, he seems like a delightful man. Have you seen the interview that he did with an old lady?
Mm-mm.
It's very
I'm
nice.
sure it's wonderful though.
Yeah, there's like an old
He seems
British
like he's
lady.
nice to old people.
Yeah. He was very nice to this old lady. I don't know what her shtick is, but there's like an 80-year-old British woman that sometimes they bring out to do interviews, and she's just like so cute. And I think she was flirting with Chris Hemsworth.
Mm.
So hopefully she
Oh,
locks
wouldn't
it
we
down.
all?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty sweet. Chris Hemsworth, divorced, now in love with 80-year-old British woman. That would be pretty awesome.
He's in it for the money.
He is. I'm sure she's loaded because they keep dragging her out to do interviews.
She has to have some sort of pull somewhere.
I guess. I'm assuming she's like someone's mom. I don't think she's like a regular interviewer. They just bring her around, which is pretty sick.
Good idea.
Shout out that old lady. Shout out Robert De Niro. If you're still alive, who knows? By the time that this
Shout out
episode
Travis
comes,
Bickle.
shout out Travis Bickle.
You a real one.
Yeah. Shout out Paul Schrader. I'm pretty sure he based that character off of himself, which is pretty awesome.
That's horrible.
And Scorsese, put me in your next movie. I haven't acted in anything before, but I can show you that I got a whole lot of moxie, and I'm willing to go for it if the direction is
And I'm
good.
Italian.
Shoot. I might have a leg up on me there. Although I think the next movie he's making is a Jesus movie. So,
Oh, that's not going to help me.
yeah, it's not going to help me either. Because I think he does real Jesus movies where the guy is brown.
Yeah, I'm out of luck.
No. I could be Doubting Thomas. Scorsese, if you need a Doubting Thomas, I would happily,
I'm your guy.
I would happily be Doubting Thomas. I would be, if someone would come up to me and say, hey, JC, he's still alive. And I would say, nope, I don't believe you. I'm going to need to stick my fingers in the holes in his hands. Unless that's the only way I'll believe that Jesus is alive. Otherwise, I'm assuming it's some sort of prank. That's fucked. Why did they do that to
Classic
Thomas?
Roman prank.
Thomas was Thomas's whole damn life. And he made one mistake. He watched his best friend get murdered by a bunch of Romans. Gets hung up and strung up and dies. And Thomas is like heartbroken. And one of his pals comes back 3 days later. And it's like, yo, Thomas, you hear that dude JC is still alive? And Thomas is like, I don't believe you. I'm going to need to finger his holes. And now he's doubting Thomas forever. It's just, it sucks.
That's the moral of the story today.
Yeah. Don't doubt anything you hear. If you hear it, it has to be true. If you don't believe it, they will call you doubting your name for the rest of your life. And for the rest of time, history will remember you as doubting Jerry Ginkleton, and nobody wants that. That's a fate worse than death.
It's true.
Bye.